Second gear was the first major upgrade Luffy got, and in today's video we'll be diving into what this power is. Luffy unlocked this power up during Enies Lobby to combat CP9. Now first off, second gear isn't really a transformation, but a technique. Gear 5 is the only true Luffy transformation. Luffy activates gear second by pumping his body with blood through his legs, giving his body more oxygen and nutrients. And it also turns Luffy's skin pink and steam comes out of his body as well. Luffy is 10 times stronger in this state when he is healthy. Now this doesn't mean he is always getting a 10 times boost every time he uses gear second, because his strength is based on how much stamina Luffy has. Now the longer a fight goes, the less reliable gear second becomes. But this isn't going to be a problem anymore, as Luffy has refined gear second after the post-time skip. Post-time skip Luffy can now choose which part of his body activates gear second. This means that if Luffy chooses to, he can have gear second only in his right arm and the rest of his body stays the same. The anime just keeps screwing this up by having Luffy always activate gear second throughout his whole body. Now gear second gives Luffy a crazy speed boost. It is his third fastest form after gear 5 and Bound Man. Luffy can use the Zoro technique to go extremely fast, and with this speed, Luffy could blitz characters like Blue Note and Blackbeard, and also his attacks get stronger because speed times distance equals power. Of course, there are some drawbacks to gear second. Using gear second for long decreases Luffy's stamina and makes him hungrier. Luffy's lifespan could potentially be also lowered by using gear second, but this isn't really a problem anymore as Luffy only briefly uses gear second every now and then, and of course just like gear's third, gear second has also become less effective throughout the post-time skip, and you can't even tell if it makes a big difference in a fight anymore, but it is still one of the coolest parts about One Piece. The reveal and the shock that Luffy can even do something like this with his rubber powers is what makes this one of the most memorable moments in One Piece, and nothing will take that away. Now let's get into Luffy's techniques. Luffy's techniques are just upgraded versions of his regular attacks. Luffy has a normal and an enhanced version of most of his gear second techniques. Luffy's regular techniques usually start with Jet, while his Haki version have bird names like Hawk and Eagle. Now let's talk about Luffy's move, starting off with Gum Gum Jet Pistol. This is Luffy's first gear second attack. Luffy holds his other arm out to aim and punches his opponents at blitzing speed. Now the jet pistol, strangely enough, does not have a Haki version despite being Luffy's signature move in gear second. Gum Gum Jet Bazooka. Luffy holds out both of his arms and rams it against his opponents at blistering speed, often breaking through defenses like Blue Nose and Marigolds, and he can use this in mid-air to continuously move through the air. The Haki version is called the Eagle Bazooka. Gum Gum Jet Bullet. Luffy stretches his arm back and brings it back to hit his opponent. This move is inescapable as it happens too fast for the opponent to actually dodge. The Haki version is called the Hawk Bullet and also the Red Hawk, which is based on Luffy's older brother Ace's fire attacks. Luffy brings his arms back, and as he does this, his arm is able to create heat to hit his opponent with. Gum Gum Jet Twin Pistols. Luffy hits his opponents with both of his fists instead of one, and the Haki version is called the Hawk Twin Pistols. Gum Gum Jet Rifle. Luffy twists his arms back and brings it back to hit his opponent, and the Haki version is called the Hawk Rifle. Gum Gum Jet Stamp. Luffy kicks his opponent so fast that he leaves a stamp of his sandals on his opponent. The Haki version is called the Hawk Stamp. The Gum Gum Jet Whip. Luffy kicks his opponent with a fast whip. The Haki version is called the Hawk Whip. Gum Gum Jet Axe. Luffy brings his leg up and quickly brings it down. This move has more range than his regular version, and the Haki version is called the Hawk Axe. Gum Gum Jet Spear. Luffy connects the bottom of his feet and stretches down like a spear. And finally, the Gum Gum Jet Gatling. This was Luffy's strongest gear second move in the pre-time skip. Luffy throws a volley of punches so fast they become invisible and violate his opponent. The Haki version is called Hawk Gatling. And with that, those are all the Gear second moves. There are more, but most of them are filler or one-off moves. Let me know what you guys think about Gear second in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one.